Hey everybody, happy Make a Change Monday. I hope your day is going well. It is about 3:30 p.m. here in Bangkok. I just woke up from a fabulous nap and I wanted to get this video posted before I started my day officially. So today we are going to talk about things that you are going to have to let go of if traveling the world extensively, and by extensively I mean beyond North, South America, and the Caribbean, um, is something that you want to do, if that's a goal of yours. You know, people develop a lot of biased, perspectives, both conscious and unconscious, especially in a place like America. But what we don't always realize is we carry that energy with us everywhere we go, even when we're out of the country in a different environment, in a different space, um, with people who have never set foot on American soil. Since I am in Asia, I'm going to use Asian people as an example today. Now, if you grew up in the city or if you've been paying attention to the news the last couple of years, there's been a lot of incidents between the Asian community and the African American community. And there is this general distrust and feeling that, Asian people don't like black people, or that Asian people come into black communities and they put up businesses, but they don't respect us and all of these things. And I'm not saying it's not true. I've had my fair share of less than wonderful experiences with Asian folks in the United States and in Latin America. I've also had pleasant ones, um, typically from people that I meet in my travels. And so when I did decide to come to Asia, I was a bit nervous because I started to believe that Asian people might not like black people and that it might be super racist over here and the people may be rude and unfriendly, the same way some of my experiences have been in the United States. And I say some, not all, but some of my experiences. But what I've found is been completely opposite. You will, you know, be greeted with some type of rudeness for being an American before you will be greeted with any type of ill will or discontent for being a black person. As a matter of fact, until I start talking, no one even thinks that I'm from America. Most people ask me if I'm from Africa or something. But on average, people are very friendly and welcoming and very happy to see black people. Even the white people that I encounter traveling are different from the white people in the United States. I think the thing that we sometimes forget is that the system of white supremacy um, and oppression in the United States impacts all of us on, different levels. Um, it impacts our perceptions of each other, the way we treat each other, and even is at the root of some of the stereotypes that we have about each other. Now, that's not an excuse to treat people like crap in any way, shape, or form, but I bring it to the forefront to remind everyone that things in America are not how things are all over the world. And so if you come with that same energy and negative perception, of people while traveling in their country, you're really going to limit your experience and you're going to limit your personal growth as a person. Part of the reason why I'm out here is because I want to see the world differently. I don't want to see it the way that I've been necessarily taught or programmed to see it um, in the U.S. I want to experience it for myself and get my own opinions about people because I don't want people to judge all black people based on a negative interaction they may have had with them or something that the white media has pushed out to them and they think that all black people are like that. So how can I come into another country thinking that all the people here who have never had any interaction with America, have never lived in America, are just like all of the Asian or white or any other ethnic group in America, you know, while I'm in their country. Make it make sense. The last thing I want to become is the very thing that I'm trying to get away from, and I don't want to be a hypocrite. And that's why I say you're going to have to let some things go. Um, you're going to have to try some things that you aren't accustomed to trying, and you're going to have to trust some people that you've been taught not to trust. One of the most interesting conversations I had with a Chinese person um, was that there is even a disconnect between Chinese people in China and Chinese people in America. And what I found that is actually throughout all of Asia, because those Asian American folks have been Americanized to the American way of thinking and behaving. And so there is a disconnect when they come back home to China or Thailand and other places amongst themselves and their people. They don't always identify with each other. And so that is a direct impact of how racism and white supremacy and oppression has impacted everyone. Um, to the point where people can't even connect with people from their homeland. And in some instances, this happens with black people as well and African people. There is there can be a disconnect sometimes between us, a feeling of, there's been lots of conversations about feelings of superiority and things of that nature from, brothers and sisters on the continent versus African Americans and all of these things. But we're really all just victims of white supremacy and racism. And so, I challenge everyone to look deep within themselves when they're traveling, to realize when they're being a jerk, when they're being irrational, when they are really showing their bias, both consciously and unconsciously, to a group of people that they actually don't know, have never met, and all they have to go on is what's happened to them in the United States. It's not an easy thing, and I have to check myself often, very, very often. I have to check myself into not backing out of things because there's no one there that looks like me. Or what are these people going to be on today? Like, ugh, I have to check my own self a lot so that I don't go into an experience with a whole bunch of negative energy and baggage that I brung with me from the United States. Because that's what it is baggage from the trauma that has been caused by the United States, growing up in the United States as a black person. It is trauma. And so part of this traveling will heal some of that. It won't heal all of it, but it will heal some of that. And I love the fact that I get to look at people through an entirely new lens. So that's it for today. You know, just be aware of your thoughts, be aware of your bias. And if you're going to make the move, just know that you're going to have to leave some things in America. Leave them there. The stuff that you leave there, you don't need anyway. It ain't no good for you. It's not any good for your personal development. And it's not any good for your long term goals. So, have a great day, everybody. I hope this has been helpful, and safe and happy travels.